Hi students, I am Ila Arora and in this video we are going to understand Beer-Lambert's law. So we'll start with the Beer's law. It is saying that the absorbance is directly proportional to the molar concentration of the solution. So we have to understand what is absorbance, right? And what is intensity of the incident light, what is intensity of the resultant light, right? So all these things first we have to understand. So we will start with this light, that is monochromatic light. Monochromatic light means that light is containing only single wavelength, right? And that is passing through this solution which is having concentration C and which is having optical path length X. And then we are getting some resultant light, okay, which is having intensity I. Now the thing is, what is intensity? So basically intensity is number of photons passing through that area per second. That is intensity. So for example, I am passing 100 photons per second as my incident intensity. And now this solution will absorb suppose 40 photons per second. And then my resultant intensity will be 60 photon per second. So as you can see, my intensity is decreasing because number of photons are absorbed by this solution, right? And it is called absorbance. Absorbance means the maximum capacity of this solution to absorb, okay, because it is absorbing some photon, that is called its absorbance. So here absorbance is directly proportional to the molar concentration of the solution. So suppose A is my absorbance and C is the molar concentration. So this relation will be Beer's law. Next thing is Lambert's law. Lambert's law is saying the absorbance A is directly proportional to the optical path length X, right? So the relation is A is directly proportional to X. This is Lambert's law. Now the thing is, we have to go for the combined law, that is Beer-Lambert's law. This law is saying when a beam of monochromatic light, okay, this lambda is passed through a homogeneous absorbing medium. This is your homogeneous absorbing medium which is having very low concentration C and optical path length X. Then the rate of decrease in intensity of the ratio with the thickness. So what we have to see? We have to see the ratio of intensity, okay, this di by dx. I is the intensity, x is the your thickness or optical path length, and we have to see their change. Now the thing is, they are saying thickness of absorbing medium is directly proportional to the intensity as well as the concentration. Means this is directly proportional to the intensity of light and concentration. And we know that our intensity is decreasing, okay, because of the absorbance. That is why with minus sign it will come. And here also they are saying decrease in intensity, because intensity is decreasing here. So minus di by dx is directly proportional to I into C, intensity and concentration. This is the mathematical relation for your Beer-Lambert's law. In exams they can ask you its derivation also. So here we'll start with the Beer-Lambert's relation, that was minus di by dx is directly proportional to I into C. That is the first equation I will consider. Now the thing is, I will remove this proportionality and I will introduce one new constant. So it will be minus di by dx equal to k. That is the constant KIC, which is my second equation. Now what will I do? I will collect same kind of quantities. So it will be minus di by I equal to k into C into dx. Right? So that I, now it is in the left hand side. Now I will integrate to see the total change. I will put some limits, lower limits and upper limits. Here lower limit is 0, upper limit is x, and here lower limit is I naught. I naught is the limit when your x is 0, when the optical path length will be 0. I is the total limit. So when I will integrate, it will become minus as it is ln upper limit I by I naught, and that will become equal to k c x minus 0, it will become x, right? I can remove this minus also and I can reverse this ratio. So it will become ln I naught by I equal to k into c into x, okay, which I can call as my third equation, right? Then I will change these form, or I can write some forms. My third equation was, again I am writing ln I naught by I equal to kcx. That was my third equation. Now I can remove this ln and I can write as I naught by I, and I can use exponential e raised to power kcx, which is another form. So these are some forms you can note down, and then I can write one more form, I is equal to I naught e raised to power minus kcx, which is another form, or you can say it is my equation number 4. Then by using this third equation, I can write one more form. I will remove this ln and I will introduce log. So it will become 2.303 log I naught by I equal to kcx. Then what will I do? I will write this 2.303 upon k and introduce one new constant. This k by 2.303, it is equal to epsilon, which is molar extinction coefficient. Molar extinction coefficient. So after introducing this epsilon, it will become log I naught by I equal to epsilon cx. Okay, this is the next important form. Then I will use one more relation, which is equal to absorbance is equal to log I naught by I. So in the previous page you see this, here I will put A. So it will become A is equal to epsilon cx, and so this is one more form. A can become equal to epsilon also. When? It can happen when your C and your X, they will become unit quantity. C is concentration. Suppose your concentration is 1 mole per liter. X is suppose 1 meter. You can use other small dimension also like centimeter, decimeter. Okay, here milliliter you can use. So if your concentration and X, they are unit quantities, then your absorbance will become equal to molar extinction coefficient. Then we will use this relation transmittance. It is equal to the ratio of transmitted light upon your incident light intensity. Okay, and we know that A is equal to minus of log T, right? These are two relations that we have to keep in mind. Now the thing is, generally transmittance is known by the percentage form, means transmittance percentage. Then we can write this as I by I naught into 100%. 100% means 100 by 100, 1. So 1 can be written as 100%. Then I will use in the absorbance form, and it will become minus of log of 1 by T. Then it can also be written as log 100 by T percentage. 100% by T percentage. And A can be written as log 100 minus log T percent. And we know that if you are writing like this, log 100 minus log of T percentage, it is to the base 10. 100 can be written as 10 raised to power 2. So it will become 2 log 10 to the base 10 minus log T percentage. So it is 1 and it will become 2 minus log T percentage. So this is the last relation that I am telling you here, which is very, very important. Then we will take applications. So this law is used to describe solar radiation in the atmosphere. It can be used to check the purity of a substance by the measurement of absorbance of a compound. Okay. Then third is that if you have two solution A and B, and for A you have all the details like concentration and other details, but for B you don't know about this solution, that is unknown solution, and you don't know the concentration also, then by comparison, okay, by using spectrophotometer you can know about the concentration. This is the third application, that the concentration of unknown solution can be determined by comparison with the solution of known concentration by using a spectrophotometer, right? And then we have limitation. So we have some limitation of this law. First is that it is valid only for the monochromatic light. It is applicable under a low concentration range. If you are using a high concentrated solution, then it is not applicable, and it is invalid when you are using a high intensity radiation. And then we have the last topic, that is deviation of this Beer-Lambert law. If you will see the graph between absorbance and concentration, so generally according to the Beer-Lambert law it should give the linear graph, but sometime it will give like curve. So when this is giving curve, first is when you are not using single wavelength light, or if polymerization is occurring, or sometime association or dissociation is occurring, or some ions are there, or maybe some impurities are present in your colored solution, then your graph can show this curve nature. I hope you understood all the topics. I have told you all the details about this topic. If you like this content, kindly like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.